So I'm just enjoying my vacation here, just going down the road, seeing the sights and things. But man, these photo guys are just stopping all the time to just make sure they get these shots. Who needs all these shots?
It's all about the shots, man.
Professionals.
Not to mention the fresh tar on the road. Ooh, that was spooky.
It is a very nice road to ride, and would recommend Bay of Fundy Trail.
First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, good morning from New Brunswick. I don't know why I called it British Columbia a few times. New Brunswick, other side of the country. So I finally made it to the ocean, and I am about 600 feet from the beach. Wow, here near the Bay of Fundy, do they have a tide? I've been in many different places on a few different continents. I have never seen where the tide, looking at the water out there, we're probably talking close to 1,000 feet from the actual sandy beach to where the water is this morning. That's wild. It's really something to see. Down here, I am on a mud, a clay, and very large rocks. Everything from your standard rough rock to something that has really been worked by the tides. This is smoother than a egg. Pretty amazing. Sun's coming up. The temperature is much warmer than it was going to be. The tent last night was fantastic, not cold at all. But I gotta get something to eat and find out what we're doing today, because only Chris knows. Well, the camp is just about broken down. Jason has adjusted his chain at least 3 times, but he's confident it's great now. And we are in St. Martin, Chris tells me, on the east coast of the Bay of Fundy. It was a wonderful walk down to sea. Very, very beautiful. Despite being right on the road, fortunately, there was no traffic after 11 o'clock. This sleepy town must go to sleep, and that was wonderful. And this morning, there's no rain, there's no sun, but the weather is pretty temperate, better than expected. Looking forward to riding.
We are riding along the Fundy Trail. It is day 2. And the weather is fair to middling. We're not being rained on, but it is very cool for August and very damp, which one would expect in Canada by the ocean. Every now and again, this beautiful windy road opens up to that, the Bay of Fundy. I saw this years ago on YouTube, and I honestly didn't think I'd ever come up this far, but I'm glad to be here today. We got Steve and the Africa Twin. We got Chris on the bike I want to steal, the Aprilia. And somewhere back there is Jason making sure we're all okay, sweeping up. Gonna be a great day of riding if the weather holds. Chris says we're gonna mostly go along the coast today, so there should be some good views. And this far into Canada, it appears even when you are not near the coast, you have the beautiful forest. This may not be your ride to come to if you insist on dirt. That would be you, Greg. But if you don't mind doing the pavement miles in a beautiful forest along a beautiful coastline, then coming up here into New Brunswick is just fantastic. And I believe tonight we're going to get to Nova Scotia, where the views are supposed to be even better. But honestly, if you only have time to come up to New Brunswick, go to the Bay of Fundy. It all looks great. Wonderful riding. Wow. The Bay of Fundy is absolutely beautiful. I kind of wish I was by myself. I would definitely be going to many of the overlooks. we're kind of just going through, but wow, I would like to see some more of that. I mean, I live in New York. It's not like I can't come back and see more, but if you go to the Bay of Fundy, I would say take some time. Don't make it just a place you're gonna ride through like we are. There are plenty of overlooks. There are unique views. I'm sure the camera's not picking them up. But every half a mile or so, there's something new and different to see. And if you have the time to stop, I think you'll really, really enjoy it. I definitely feel like I'm missing out. But this is not our destination. This is merely a beautiful road, which is very fun to ride, even with the ground very, very wet. But it is a beautiful road to ride to get where we're going. I'm sure there's nothing as scenic. But again, if you have time, take the Bay of Fundy Trail and absolutely try your best to stop. Talk about wide open spaces. Look at these roads. Just beautiful. I tell you, Nova Scotia is going to really have to knock it out of the park because New Brunswick is beautiful. And for me, not being on comms with the Moto Photo guys, it's very peaceful. It's very serene. Just me, my thoughts, and all this beauty on an immaculate road. Now, you can probably just discern it's asphalt, but it's very gritty. You're definitely feeling a tiny bit of bump as you go. It gives it texture to the ride. It's not just smooth. I kind of like it. But look at this open space. It is beautiful how they cleared back 100 feet on each side. It feels like a wide road even though it's not, and then just the beautiful forest. Unfortunately, we can't see the ocean anymore, but I think this open area and then the forest is the next best thing. New Brunswick, do approve. Well, I gotta say, getting close to 90 is, you're definitely feeling the road. You're definitely feeling those ridges or bumps in the asphalt. Kind of neat. Hey Greg, take a look at that over there. These are all over. Unfortunately, we are not running up them. You look right and left and you see these little trail roads. Another time. All right, the Moto Photo guys have caught up and it is camera changing time and putting things away. It is very interesting to see the extra work involved. Don't for a minute think that when you're watching their videos that they are not working hard to make sure you get those shots. The amount of camera changes and battery changes and angles, it is way, way more than most people are willing to do. They are absolutely professionals. All right, finally some gravel on the trip. I mean, it's construction gravel, but technically it's gravel. Since we left the Fundy area, we have reached quite a bit of construction. Single lanes, closed items, and now this. A little bit of gravel. A little bit dusty. Still looks like it's going to rain, but so far, nothing. Might have actually been good if this gravel had gotten rained on a little, because it's definitely throwing up the dust. This is definitely one of the things that I would like to do if I were coming just to New Brunswick. There are quite a few rough looking dirt roads going off of the main roads. And I would absolutely love to go up those and find out where they lead. Some of them seem to go towards the coast, others going inland, but they look really rough, but doable on an adventure bike. Would probably be a blast. Again, I said it earlier, but if you're going through New Brunswick, you're doing yourself a disservice. I would absolutely first time make New Brunswick a destination to kind of come up and enjoy. It's beautiful, it's sparsely populated. There are dirt roads to ride. The the asphalt roads are meticulously maintained. Run into some gravel here and there. I think New Brunswick would be a great destination, not just the way to Nova Scotia. Oh, a lighthouse. Maybe we'll get to stop. We don't really stop as much as I thought we would. I was under the impression that photographers would want to stop more, but nope, they are on a mission, and I guess that's the way you have to be to do a trip like this. It's a long trip with multiple people with an absolute end destination, and you probably can't just do it by the seat of your pants like I would. Well then, the weather is not getting better. We're about to lose some visibility. Mist coming off the ocean to the right. Temperature has been dropping steadily since we started, probably contributing to all this mist. And it absolutely has no sunlight anymore. There were some openings for most of the morning, but that is absolutely all closed up. Mist is kind of beautiful though, as long as it stays up in the mountains and off of the road. A lighthouse. I don't think we're going to get a good view today though. And we probably won't stop. Maybe. Chris had mentioned when I asked him whether I would need tennis shoes for any kind of distance walking, he said we might go to a lighthouse or two, something scenic. So, fingers crossed we go to a lighthouse or two and see something scenic. Oh, this is a nice view. Absolutely beautiful, and the mist on the mountains is absolutely adding to it. Nice. Can't say it enough. Take your motorcycle, go to New Brunswick, ride around, see the sights. And the fact that every single town seems to have an ice cream shop is just a bonus. Come for the views, stay for the ice cream. Just bring a lot of money. There does not appear to be any wild camping, and the campsites appear to be pricey by East Coast USA standards. But hey, I'm sure that it is a popular destination, and they charge what they can. Jason paid for us to get on the Bay of Fundy trail, so I have no idea what the cost for that was. But whatever it was, it really was worth it. It was definitely beautiful and a fantastic road for a motorcycle. Just kind of like this. Windy up and down, views of the ocean, views of the mountain. And when we were there, we weren't behind a slow-moving car. So it was a little bit better. It was still a nice road, though. It does appear that Canadians do not pull over for other people. If they're doing below the speed limit, they just kind of stay there and don't give you that extra courtesy that is very, very common on the East Coast of the U.S. If you're on a scenic ride, more often than not, a car that wants to go slow, when they see a bike or 3 or 4 behind them, will pull over to the right, giving you the opportunity. But so far, that has not been the case here in Canada, which is kind of disappointing because they're supposed to be nicer than we are. We expected better of you, Canadian. We expected better. Well, at least I did. I won't speak for the guys in front of me. All right, let's make this our last look at the ocean on camera for this morning. Save some of this memory card, hopefully for the Nova Scotia Ocean. It does feel like Maine, no offense. Definitely getting that Maine vibe up here, which is not bad at all because Maine is absolutely gorgeous, and so is New Brunswick. Woo, it is a cool day for kayaking. You have fun out there, folks. You probably can't see that, but there are 3 kayaks out there together. Welcome to Alma, home of the highest tides in the world. If I'm not mistaken, the internet told me that that was about 50 feet, which seems pretty bonkers. Oh, nice bus. Yeah, this is typical of what you find on the East Coast in Maine and here in New Brunswick, your cute little touristy town along the ocean. Should you not be a camper, there are many of these quaint little motels. Oh, look, another moose. The amount of moose statues up here is even greater than what we find in Maine. It's bonkers. Want to see a moose? You can see a moose. He's plastic, of course. Hopefully we will get to see a real moose. Hey, these guys passed our campsite earlier. Look at that V-Strom. And what is this? F900. Nice. Always great to see some bikers. All right, this might be the pastries. Yes, see, I would have wanted to come in here and seen everything there was to see at the Bay of Fundy. Chris wants to see pastries, so there's definitely some differences in what interests us.
Okay, we're here at Kelly's in New Brunswick. It's famous for their sticky buns / rolls, and I also got some cookies. But if we look carefully, we can catch in the wild a YouTuber.
Are you talking about me again?
We were spotted by the YouTuber. We should have been more stealthy.
Okay, Chris tells me that Kelly's Big Shop, home of the sticky bun, or as I call it, a cinnamon roll. Steve corrected me, but I said I'm from New York. It's a cinnamon roll. All right, my wife Jeanette, she loves these. You would absolutely kill a small person you didn't know for this. It's going to be delicious. Oh, I don't normally try food on camera, but that one's for you, Greg. Delicious. Kelly's, again, yet another great reason to come to New Brunswick on your motorcycle. Gonna have a great time.
We have just finished eating here at Kelly's, and that is Chris's drone up there. We're still working on the drone over there with Chris to get the shot going into Kelly's. And they are setting up some B-roll, I'm assuming, for Steve here. I'm telling you, there is a lot of work that goes behind the scenes for what we see as a 20 or 30 minute Moto Photo Adventures video. And I can't even believe the guys that do semi-cinematic by themselves. I mean, these guys are practiced, close friends, working together, all professionals. And it still takes them a bit of time to put this all together. Someone like Sterling that does it by himself, I can't even imagine. Oh, there's the drone up there to the left. Yeah, don't fall off the bike while Chris is recording. And there she is. Again, this was about 15 minutes for them to get this scene coming in. That is a dedication to your craft that most moto YouTubers simply do not have. Say it again, it's great to see this behind the scenes stuff. Hope you agree. All right, 11:35. Only about 110 miles today, and here comes the rain. This is somewhat unfortunate. But hey, it's raining on vacation, which is better than being at work. And it's raining on a motorcycle trip, which is better than sitting at home. Now, Steve here, like myself, is wearing a Climb waterproof jacket. So when the rain started, Steve did a few vent zippers, and he's ready to continue adventuring. Over here, we have the Panic Twins preparing for rain.
Hey, Steve, pull up the radar, please.
I can't. Phone's not connecting.
Go climb or panic in the rain.
Okay, so we somehow stumbled into a city here in New Brunswick. Small city, but a city nonetheless. Parking started out okay. Chris is really good. Jason's perfectly straight. My bike looks good now, but wow, that goes south real fast. Tight parking, Steve.
Hey, listen. Just because you guys didn't leave me any place to go.
No, we did not leave Steve room, or at least I didn't leave Steve room. Oh well.
Hey, I made it fit.
All right, Chris was asking if we wanted Thai food or the Irish pub. Fortunately, we ended up here at the Irish pub. Chris got curry, Steve got a delicious looking Philly cheesesteak, and Jason fortunately found the meatloaf, and I followed him getting the meatloaf, and it was absolutely fantastic. I normally don't like to stop in cities on my motorcycle, but this is a great, absolute great stop. Small city, great lunch.
Well, I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear me, but we finished up with lunch, and now we are going as fast as we can to get to camp in Nova Scotia. And fortunately, heading towards Nova Scotia looks way better than the rain we're leaving right now. So with any luck, we will have day 2 of setting up camp while it's dry. And if you can't hear this, I'll voice over it later. Welcome to Nova Scotia. $777 miles to get here.
All right, let's see if we can see the beach. It is dusk and windy. Get a better look tomorrow. Okay, I need to make this very, very quick because we are back at the ocean. We started at the ocean, we're ending at the ocean. Chris found us this amazing spot. It's not the first place we hope to get to, which seems to be a theme of the week. But again, it worked out really well in our favor. And this time we were literally sitting at the edge of the cliff. I think Steve is the closest. So, great day of riding. We were really slow. We stopped for a bunch of things. It was just enjoyable. Great weather, rain for 15 minutes. I stuck around. Thank you. Take care. I'll throw in some footage of the beach real quick.